Hey guys, it's James here, and I'm back for part 2 of my complete 4K Blu-ray and DVD collection. So, without further ado, this is shelf 2. Let's get started. So what do we got? Immortals with Henry Cavill. I haven't seen that one. Rental copy. Steven Seagal in Lethal Justice. I haven't watched it. The Whistleblower. Have actually watched this one with Rachel Weisz in it. Pretty good. Inkheart. I have seen that. Dennis Quaid plays a dragon, doesn't he? Or does he? Or is that another dragon movie? That's Dragonheart, it's not Inkheart. So I don't know if I've actually seen that one. There you go. The Devil Inside. I haven't watched it. Imperium. I have watched half of this, and the truth of the matter is I turned it off. I think I was quite late in the day and I didn't quite get it. Well, from what I've seen, it was good. Daniel Radcliffe playing an undercover agent trying to infiltrate Nazi gangs. Sket. Poundland Special. Haven't watched it. Hummingbird. Jason Statham. Haven't watched it. Alien, a Man in the Centre.
Not quite set. Yeah.
That's alright. Good. No Pain, No Gain in Violet. Warning, extreme content. 8 strangers wake up in a house and there's no way to get out. I think I have watched this one, but I can't remember anything about it. Oh, Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, Season 1 and Season 2. Great show this. Absolutely cannot believe this was cancelled. Really nice discs in here as well. In fact, I'll show you them. All the discs have got really, really cracking artwork on them as well. I honestly can't believe they cancelled this season. I just can't. I kind of get that. Lena Headey, Summer Glau, the guy that plays John Connor, he's good as well. He's the guy for Heroes as well. That's a really, really, really good show. Cannot believe they cancelled that. Strippers versus Beowulfs. I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna. Ghostbusters. Answer the Call. 3D version. Poundland. You know what? People didn't like this movie, but I didn't think it's as bad as all that. And the graphics in it are pretty good. Especially if you watch the 4K version, which I have also, and the streams started coming out, the bits of the TV. I imagine that looked great in 3D, but as I don't have a 3D TV at the moment. Oh. Snoopy and Charlie Brown and Peanuts the movie. Haven't watched it. Fame the remake. Haven't watched it. Or is that the remake? No, that's the original. I thought that was the remake. Great. Have watched it. Good movie. I remember my auntie, we were going to the ice hockey one night and she had a bunch of records she was giving to somebody, and she really didn't want people to see her carrying them because it was a see-through carry bag, so she gave them to me to carry, and one of them was Fame. She obviously was out of fashion at the time, but great movie. Deadfall. Bruce Lee, the brutally intense thriller with Eric Bana and Olivia Wilde and Charlie Hunnam. I'm waving over that to my wife, but she's not paying attention.
I've seen it.
She says she's seen it. I haven't.
It's good.
The Exorcist. What a classic that is. I obviously got this from Cash Converters at some point for £2.49. It's got the Blu-ray. Is that the DVD? No, that's 2 Blu-rays. Going to replace that case. But what can you say about The Exorcist? This has got to be one of the top horror movies of all time. The Score. Robert De Niro and Edward Norton. Never seen it. Again, it's a rubbish case. Really need to replace these rubbish cases. The Ghost with Pierce Brosnan and Hugh McGregor. I haven't seen it. Legend of the Guardians, The Elves of Gahul. I haven't watched this, but everybody says it's a really, really good film. So, great. Hurt Locker. Won an Oscar. It's a good film. I just didn't think it was as good as people made out. Yeah. Jeremy Renner made his mark in that one along with Guy Pearce. Winner of 6 Oscars. Thought it was good, but didn't think it was great. Fast and the Furious. First one. One of the very few Fast and Furious movies I've actually seen, and it was alright. Ooh, A Quiet Place. That's one I really do want to upgrade this to 4. I want to upgrade this to 4K. I do. That's a great movie, and I can imagine it looking brilliant in 4K. But happy with the Blu-ray for now. Watched two in the cinema recently. That was good too. Dustin Hoffman and Little Big Man. Haven't watched it, but I wanted it, so I've got it. San Andreas 3D. Bit like 2012 this. It's still a good popcorn disaster movie, and I like them. Sorry to say, I don't think I have ever watched this. George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead. They won't stay dead. Really need to remedy that. Rain Man. Have watched that. Really, really good film. Dustin Hoffman, great performance. Tom Cruise is just as good. Winner of 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. It was. This was a really good story. I enjoyed this one. Very, very rewatchable. Uh-oh. That's when he does the pump in the phone box. Oh no, uh-oh. That's funny. Sweeney Todd. I don't think I've watched this one, but it's a musical with Helen Bonham Carter and Johnny Depp. Tim Burton film. I'm still laughing at that one. I Am Legend. Didn't like this at first, but on rewatching it's better. The CGI zombies aren't the greatest. Oh, wanted this one in my collection for a long time and I eventually got it. Good Morning Vietnam with Robin Williams. Great movie. Jupiter Ascending. Now, pretty controversial, but I actually like this movie. I didn't think it's as bad as people made out. Channing Tatum and Mila Kunis. I thought it was actually pretty good and it had a decent concept. So I think it was as bad as everybody said. Into the Blue with Paul Walker and Jessica Alba. I haven't seen it. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Have seen it. Out of all the Spider-Man movies, even Spider-Man 3, I think this is the worst. You know what? Spider-Man 3 gets a lot of hate, and I don't hate it as much as other people do. Spider-Man trilogy, Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3. I actually enjoy all these movies with Tobey Maguire. I still think he's the best Spider-Man. Was a bit older at the time, but I still think he's the best Spider-Man. Kingdom of Heaven, great movie. Got this on DVD a long time ago for my wife for Christmas one time. She liked that movie.
What one?
Kingdom of Heaven.
Love it.
And when I got there, they left that DVD thing in with the security tag, and it was Christmas Eve, and I couldn't get it off. Fantastic Voyage. Good movie. I can't say that because I've not seen it. But it's basically inner space, isn't it? That's what Inner Space was based on. Jake Gyllenhaal and The Enemy. The Experiment. I haven't seen it. Family Guy. It's a Trap. I haven't seen it. Ned's. Have seen it. Good one. Red Tails. That's over there in my other pickups that Larry sent me, so I'm just going to check that one out. So I'm going to keep the better copy trade in, but this one looks pretty mint, to be honest with you. So there you go. Expendables 3. Have seen it, but I don't really remember anything of it. Killing Them Softly still sealed, so that means I haven't watched it. Amanda Seyfried and Gone. I haven't watched it. Mel Gibson, the extended cut of The Patriot. Weird disc that. There we go. And I'm going to have to adjust my piles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video here. Okay. So we can do that. So we can do that. So I can just move the piles over a bit. Oh, so welcome back. That was a longer pause than I thought, but let's keep going. The Machine Gun Girl. I bought that to watch and I never did. Looks good though. Dead Man Down with Colin Farrell. Haven't watched it. 50 Shades of Grey. Definitely haven't watched it.
My wife has.
A series of 24, season 7. Haven't watched that either. Senna. Haven't watched it. The Flowers of War with Christian Bale. Have watched it. It's about Nanking when the Japanese invade and he tries to save some people but it doesn't work out very well. The Echelon Conspiracy with Martin Sheen. I haven't watched it yet. Jurassic World 3D. Have watched it. Wasn't the greatest film. It was alright. Hobo with a Shotgun. Rutger Hauer. Haven't watched it. Seeking a Friend from the End of the World. I think I have watched it and I thought it was pretty good. Good comedy, sort of. Marlon Brando in Last Tango in Paris. Haven't watched it. Hardcore Henry. Haven't watched it. The Messenger. Haven't watched it. In the Blood with Gino Carano. Haven't watched it. Bruce Willis in Die Hard 5. Wish I hadn't watched it. That is just not a Die Hard movie. It's just stupid. It's rubbish.
Which one?
Die Hard 5.
Which one is that?
The last one.
Is it?
Good Day to Die Hard.
I enjoyed that one.
It's awful.
Not
Absolutely
one of
awful.
his best, but I enjoyed that one.
It's awful. Chronicle. Good superhero, superpower movie. Hunger Games. 3 of them. Catching Fire, Mockingjay Part 1 and Mockingjay Part 2. I was actually going to chuck these out. And before I decided to chuck that, see, I very rarely chuck out movies or get rid of them. And I was actually going to get rid of these movies. But I decided to watch them and I changed my mind. That's why I keep movies. So I kept them, but to be honest, I want to get a better copy of Mockingjay Part 1 because it's a rental copy, and you get a better copy of that one. But actually, these were pretty good. I enjoyed watching them. Stakeland, great zombie movie. Absolutely love that zombie movie. Stakeland 2, people criticise it, but I thought it was an alright follow-up. Stakeland with Mr. Really good. Really enjoyed that one. Goon with Sean William Scott. Very, very good ice hockey movie. It's more a comedy. It is a comedy and it's a great, great film. Really enjoy that one. That's one I'll rewatch quite a lot. Oh, I see the Steelbook of the Hunger Games that I've got. To be honest with you, it's a bit bashed up. I'd rather just have a plain copy, but look, it's got nice 3 discs in it. So I'll put that with the other Hunger Games because I'll muck them up. There we go. As you can see, look, it's not really a nice set. If I could get the set that just has like 4 in it, I'll probably just get rid of these ones. Misfits, Series 1. Did start watching that. I'm so on it. People recommended it to me, Alan Forgiveness Ghost, but I just didn't quite get it. Monsters vs. Aliens. I haven't seen it. There goes my mouse. Kick-Ass. Great film. Oh, that's Kick-Ass 2. That's just about as good. I don't think it's as good as the first one though. Beverly Hills Cop. What a classic. Really need to get 2 and 3. Focus. With Will Smith and Margot Robbie. I haven't watched it. Horrible Bosses with Jennifer Aniston and Kevin Spacey. Have watched it. Can't remember much about it. Thought it was alright. Dirty Grandpa. Haven't watched it. Haywire. Haven't watched it. iRobot with Will Smith. I've watched it. I think it's a really, really good film. I enjoy it. Sunny. The Ninth Configuration. I haven't watched it. The Forbidden Kingdom. I haven't watched it. Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. Have watched it. It was a long time ago. Can't remember much about it. Hologram for a King. For the King. I haven't watched it. The Happening. Have watched it. People hate this movie, but I actually thought it was. I thought it was actually really good. I really enjoyed The Happening. White Vengeance. Haven't watched it. Get Smart. Haven't watched it, but Steve Carell and 40-Year-Old Virgin. It was a really, really great movie. So that's in my collection for a reason. The Untouchables. They put one in the hospital, you put one in the morgue. That must be the worst Sean Connery impression in the history of the planet. They put one of yours in the hospital, you put one in the morgue. The trouble isn't finding the booze, it's going up against Capone. Kevin Costner. Absolutely great classic movie. I really, really enjoy this one. Jerry Maguire. Another good sports movie. Sports Tom Cruise movie. It's not sports, it's like Sports Agent. A great movie in its own. The Rookie. I have watched this one, I just haven't watched this copy. And it's a really, really good film. Dennis Quaid, who's a PE teacher, decides to take one last shot at becoming a professional athlete like he did before. And it turns out he's better than he was when he first went out. So he tries a shot at it. I like movies like that. Moneyball as well. Resistance. I haven't got it, but I haven't watched it, but another nice war movie. Exposed with Keanu Reeves. I haven't watched it. Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. Have watched it about 10-15 years ago and I haven't watched it since. But I think I got it for 50p, so I did the collection. Eden, another horror movie. I got a lot of horror movies off Music Magpie when they were doing buy one get one free for a couple of £. And this was one of them, but I haven't got to it yet. The Martian. I've got this one because it's the 3D version, but I've also got the 4K. Really, really think this is a good movie. I was going to say something, I was going to do an impression, but I forgot what it was. Let's move on. Clint Eastwood, An Escape from Alcatraz. Classic movie. I really enjoy that with the paper bash your head. Starting to get into some good ones on this shelf. Oh, Every Way But Loose. Every Way But Loose. I need to get the other one. What's the other one called? What's the other one called? Every Way You Can, isn't it? I think this is the second one. Or is this the first one? Only reason I haven't watched this is because I want to watch them in order and I can't remember if this is the first or the second one and I don't have the other one. Big Clint Eastwood fan, I've got a lot of his movies. Guardians of the Galaxy, German version. Good movie. Doctor Who, Last Christmas. Haven't watched it, but I will do. More Doctor Who, Day of the Doctor. Again, I have watched this on TV, but haven't watched it since. Prom Night. I haven't watched it. Fahrenheit 451. Again, 50th anniversary. I imagine this is like a bit like a backdraft, but again, it was just a disaster movie. Science fiction masterpiece. I really need to. Geez, not enough time to watch all these movies, but when I retire, I'll get them. Well, that's a long time, but there you go. Gene Hackman and The French Connection, and The French Connection 2. Very good Gene Hackman fan, but I haven't actually watched this one. Oh, and we get to the classics. First Blood Part 2, and what's the title? Is the first one called? It's just called Rambo 3. It is. Yeah, I enjoy every single one of these films, and I like when he goes in the first one. He goes, "You think I'm here?" He says, "I'm not here to save Rambo from you. I'm here to save you from him." I've got the fourth one and I've got the fifth one as well, but they're just not in this particular bit. Oh, another classic, The Running Man. That's actually coming up for this year, isn't it? 2019. In fact, it's past. Where's the live action Running Man show? Enjoyed that. I think there's a remake of this coming. Monuments Men, where they go in and try and save some of the monuments. I didn't like this one, to be honest with you. Again, it's in the collection. Gone with the Wind, never seen it, but I have got the copy, and I hate censorship, and there was talk of this getting censored, but I already had it in the collection, so that's why physical media is good, and to have all these ones. Maybe at some point somebody will go back and alter these and annoy me. Just to annoy me. Hard Way with Michael J. Fox, big Michael J. Fox fan. This is where he's an actor and he's followed a cop to get for a role, and it turns out to be a big buddy cop adventure. Nice one, I like that one. Oh, Heartbreak Ridge. Another great Clint Eastwood movie. The Prince of Persia. I was just checking because I make these into DVD and Blu-ray cases, but this one's already got the DVD in it, so I think I've got a spare DVD of that over there. But this is Jake Gyllenhaal, and I actually think this is a really, really good, underrated Disney movie. Check it out. I enjoy this one. I've watched it several times, and I think it's good. Maybe that's why I can't get to all these other ones. Watching my favourite ones. The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. The remake. Pretty good. I watched it the other week there. Not for the first time either. I've watched it quite a few times. Decent remake. I haven't seen the original, but I'm sure that when I say I haven't seen the original, I have seen it on TV, but I've never just watched the whole thing. So I'm aware of it and I've seen it, but I should really get that for the collection as well. Tron Legacy. I don't think this was a terrible movie. A lot of people did. Exodus, God and Kings. Watch this. From the director to the Gladiator. It's no Gladiator, but it's still a decent movie. Demolition Man. I don't know if I've probably told this on my last one, but I watched this in the cinema on my 15th birthday on a Friday, and I followed it up with Phenomenon. I watched I got like £30 for my birthday, and we went to there was only really one big cinema in Edinburgh at the time, and that was out of the Fort, and it was miles away from me. I had to get on the bus for like 45 minutes, so got on the bus after school on a Friday, got there, had 30 quid in my hand, played a wee bit in the arcade, watched Demolition Man, came back out, and I was like, that's a good movie. And then I seen Phenomenon on the board, and I said to my mate, why don't we just go and watch that too? So we did. Spent the whole day at the cinema. Really need to get Phenomenon on Blu-ray, but it's very difficult. Rocky. I really, really need to get all the Rockies into my collection. I don't have them, but I've only got Rocky 1. I've got them all on DVD. That's one thing I should really, really make sure I sort out this year, getting the Rockies. Shaun of the Dead. Absolutely great zombie film. Don't stop. You know when they're having a good when they're in this pub and they're throwing at the start when they're throwing their LPs at them. Oh, this is just a classic movie. Really, really good. Mad Max Fury Road. I'm going to be a bit controversial here and say I didn't like it. Didn't. But again, I could watch it again and it might be different. But I just didn't like it. Just didn't like it. Sharknado. I haven't watched it. Got it for £1, I think. But in a church. What else we got? The White Queen, the complete series. Filmed by Gregory. I haven't watched it. Got it in Poundland. Suppose did I show you? I probably didn't even show you. There you go. I hope I've been showing you the other ones. Right, so I've got all these piles here and I'm going to need to pause again. So if you can just bear with me a second, we'll do that and then we'll sort out the piles and we'll move on to the next one. Piles moved. Last couple of piles for this shelf to go. And surprise, surprise, we start off with The Unknown with Greg Kinnear, Jim Caviezel, Kidnapper, Victim, which are you? The Unknown. Haven't seen it. Doesn't mean I don't want to. The Grandmaster. Haven't seen it. Despicable Me 2. Have seen it, but can't remember it. Chris Evans in Injustice. Haven't seen it, but I did buy it and I looked at the back and I've seen it. It just says starring Captain America, but when they have to do that, it usually means it's not such a great film. Follow up to Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz. Didn't think this quite hit the mark with me. I just didn't. Maybe I should. I haven't only watched it once or twice. Like I say, taste change, but that's why I keep movies in the collection. If ever I decide fancy watching Hot Fuzz tonight, I can pull it out. He Who Dares, 15 fours, one way in, way out. This is the siege of the embassy in London, isn't it? And I got that. I like historical war ones like that. Like historical reenactment, shall we say? Is that what you call it? The Hole. I haven't seen it. Home of the Brave. Pretty sure I have seen this one, but I can't remember it. Kill Bill. I've watched it. Great film. Halo: The Fall of Reach. Haven't watched it. I think I got this out of Poundland, but I haven't actually watched it. Austin Powers and Goldmember. This is the third one, isn't it? Or the second one. I haven't seen the other two. Non-Stop with Liam Neeson. Haven't seen it, but great slipcover. My dad gave me that one. Hard Boiled Sweets. Haven't seen it. These were one of the Music Magpie horror ones as well. Husk. Haven't seen it. Hotel Transylvania 2. Have seen it. Enjoyed it because me and my one watched Hotel Transylvania 1 and it was good. Hotel Transylvania 2 is just as good. The Descendants. George Clooney. Haven't watched it. The Judge with Robert Downey Jr. Haven't watched it. Swordfish. Have watched it. Thought it was a really, really good movie. Two alternate endings. I don't think I watched the alternate endings on this one. Great movie, that one. The Fall of the Krays. I've watched it. Then Betweeners 2. Have watched it. Thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun movie. I didn't think it was as good as the first one. But the bit with the pool and the slide into the pool, just watch it if you've not seen it. Flypaper, I've watched it with Patrick Dempsey, but that's the McDreamy, as they call him in Grey's Anatomy. The Jet Li Flying Swords of the Dragon Gate 3D. Poundland Special, I haven't watched it. Another one, The Interceptor. Do you want to watch that one again? Not watched it. Good Kill. Have watched this one. Ethan Hawke. I think this is a really, really good movie. And I actually watched it at my uncle's caravan, and he had it on DVD, and I watched it, and I watched it 2 or 3 times. So I haven't opened the Blu-ray copy for that reason, because I like to go back to movies when I can remember them, and I want to have a look at them and more, try and surprise me again. So I still remember this one really well. So I'll keep it for that other time. The Mercenary. I haven't watched it. Danny Trejo. Insidious Chapter 2. I haven't seen Insidious Chapter 1, so I haven't seen 2 either. I Am Wrath with John Travolta. Poundland Special. Haven't watched it. Another Poundland Special. Liability. I haven't watched it. Sanctum. You'd be surprised. I haven't actually watched that one. I should have. Deliver Sea Edge Thrills. James Cameron. It's a bit like The Descent, this one, isn't it? Something like that. Hellboy, have watched it. Comic book movie. You know what, comic book movies and Marvel, I like them and I like to watch them sometimes, but they're not always great. This one was alright. Ice Age 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. I haven't watched it. Friend Request. I haven't watched it. My Day with Marilyn. Haven't watched it. I Spit on Your Grave. Have watched it. Brutal revenge movie. I Spit on Your Grave 2. I don't think I have watched that one. I'm not 100% sure. The Firm. With Danny Dyer, from the director of The Football Factory. I haven't watched it. Kill List. Haven't watched it. Sherlock Holmes. Have watched it. It was a very long time ago. Thought it was a pretty good movie. And Red Hill. Haven't watched it. I reckon there must be 50% in these shelves that I haven't watched. But as I say, I try and put those ones that I haven't watched to the back of the shelf. And if I watch 50 of the movies, that'd take 100 hours. That's one movie a night for 50 days. But, you know, when I've got more time on my hands, for whatever reason I'm not at my work, or I retire, or I've got plenty more time, then I will watch them. And I'm pretty sure if I could get through all these movies, I would. But I don't. And the reason I still buy them, and I've still got loads to watch, is 2 reasons. One, sometimes I find them really cheap in the charity shops, and the availability of physical media is, shall we say, disappearing. So get them while you can, is what I say. So that's the end of part 2. Shelf Folk 2. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope there was something in there for everyone. Please tell me if there's any ones you want me to put on my watch list, but as you can see, it's quite a high one. Or if there's any movies you have any thoughts on. So thanks guys, and I took Movie Edge's thing on board, and I've paused my videos when I could. So hope that worked out for you, and I will see you next time. I can't go out and do any movie hunting because... Oh yes, I can. I can, but it doesn't seem right to go out and look for movies when you're isolating, sort of. But I'm allowed to go out, but I'm just trying to be a bit cautious as well, what I'm saying. Okay, right, we'll see you next time guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it wasn't too long. Get the spinny chair. 34 minutes, pretty long.